Another day, another French Prime Minister. France's National Assembly, their parliament, if you will, has issued a vote of no confidence for French Prime Minister François Bayrou, a close political ally of embattled French President Emmanuel Macron. The vote in the French National Assembly was 364 to 194 in favor of a no confidence motion, thereby forcing the resignation of the Prime Minister. A total of 573 lawmakers voted. 558 votes were counted, and the absolute majority threshold for the motion to pass was 280. This is the fourth Macron-appointed government to collapse, and the fifth time in 2 years Macron has had to appoint a new prime minister. According to most reports, the collapse of France's government occurred over a rather nasty fight about France's bloated federal budget. You see, France has a major debt problem, and the government doesn't really want to address it by imposing austerity measures or unpopular French welfare programs. Sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? Into this morass has waded none other than Nationalist populist perennial presidential candidate Marine Le Pen, who made the issue about migration into France, claiming that if she were president, she would revoke the citizenships of anyone who was an Islamist who held dual citizenship to countries other than France. Now, most of the Middle East and North African migrants to France possess dual citizenship to their home countries or another country from their home region, sparking understandable doubts about their loyalty to France. Now, it should be noted that many of the generous welfare programs that are draining the budget of France are being used by the massive influx of migrants into France. So Macron's fixation on migration into France as a possible solution to French problems is not necessarily far off. We're now joined by French attorney Philippe Devol to give us more of an understanding from the French perspective as to what's going on. It's good to see you, Philippe. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Emerald, for the invitation. Thank you very much.
So explain why this is happening yet again. Is it really the issue of migration, as Marine Le Pen suggests?
Well, as I told you last year at the same time in September, I explained to you that the problem of France, economical public problem, was the debt. And the debt is huge and more and more. And Macron is the mother of the debt. It's not the mother of finance. He's the one to create more than 1 billion something regarding his presidency. So it's very difficult to face, because you have to understand that in France, it's a real taxation country, like a socialist, like it was in a communist country. The people are living just to pay bills, to pay taxes, which is not possible. And it's a recurrent problem that that Macron, as a liberal, as he said, never take care. He's protecting the very rich people or the highest, the oligarchs, but the middle class is destroyed by Macron. If you make comparison, for example, in India with Modi, Prime Minister, he emerged a middle class, a strong middle class, coming from the poverty. And in France, it's the opposite. The middle class who could have a living, afford a right living, they are underground now. They can breathe. So now I come back to the political crisis. Regarding Marine Le Pen, I think she's playing smoothly. She should be much harder, because we have no option. We have no option to change the political statement and the political situation. Macron, I think, is the one making the problem for the country, because he's playing with the constitution. He's playing with the parliament. He humiliates France, and is not respected all over the world. So I think the best way for him should be resignation. But I think he's stubborn and he wants to stay. So tonight he's going to speak, and we will see what he says. Is he going to dissolve the parliament? It's an option, but I don't think he will present himself his resignation. So let's wait what he will say in a few minutes.